Hey everyone, welcome. I want to start with a question. Have you ever felt embarrassed because of your English? Have you ever wanted to speak but your mind froze, like you just couldn't find the right words? Well, that was me, not too long ago. My name is Jake, I am 26 years old, and I am from Brazil. Just 5 months ago, I couldn't speak a single full sentence in English. Not even something as simple as, "How are you?" without thinking twice. I was completely lost, frustrated, and honestly, a little ashamed. Today, I'm going to take you through my journey, how I went from failure to fluency in just 5 months. But this isn't just my story. It could be your story too. If you've ever felt stuck, embarrassed, or scared to speak English, listen closely, because everything I'm going to share with you is based on real experiences. The exact steps I used to overcome fear and speak confidently. Let's go back to the moment that changed everything. You see, my dream was to work for a big international tech company. I loved coding. I worked day and night to improve my skills, spending years preparing for my dream job. Finally, the day came when I got the email. "Congratulations! You are selected for an interview." My heart was racing. I was imagining my life in a new country, working with the best people, earning a great salary. I felt unstoppable. But then, the interview happened. It was on Zoom, and there were 3 native English speakers on the screen. I was so excited at first, imagining a smooth conversation. But the moment they started talking, it felt like someone had pressed fast forward on their voices. Every word blurred together. I panicked. I knew the answers in my head, but the words wouldn't come out. The first question was simple, at least it should have been. "Jake, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your experience in software development?" I froze. My heart was pounding. I tried to speak. Yes, I am, software. I do coding, many projects. Good. I am very good." The silence that followed felt like a knife in my stomach. They asked another question, and I couldn't answer. The words just wouldn't come. At the end, one of them smiled politely and said, "All right, Jake. Thank you for your time." I knew exactly what that meant. I had failed, not because I wasn't skilled at coding, not because I wasn't qualified, but because I couldn't speak English confidently. That day, I felt invisible. I realized English wasn't just another subject, it was the key to my dreams. And I didn't have the key. I was embarrassed, frustrated, and angry at myself. For years I had told myself, "I don't need English. I'm good at my job. That's enough." But the truth hit me hard. Without English, I couldn't unlock the opportunities one wanted. That night, I made a decision. I promised myself I would learn English, and I would learn it fast. Most people, when they start learning English, think the first step is expensive classes. Not me. I had already tried that, and it didn't work. A year ago, I had paid for online classes where the teacher made me memorize vocabulary lists, do grammar exercises, and follow boring rules. 3 months later, I still couldn't speak. That method didn't work for me. So I needed something different. I needed a real-life system, a method that actually worked. And that's exactly what I discovered. A method that combined daily practice, speaking exercises, and real-life English, the type that people actually use. Here's the first thing I did, and I want you to try it with me. I made a survival sentence list. I sat down and thought, what do I actually need to say every day? Not complicated sentences, just practical English. I wrote down 50 simple sentences like, "Hi, how are you? Can you repeat that? I don't understand. I am learning English. I need a coffee, please." Every morning, I read these 50 sentences out loud. Not once, not twice. 10 times. At first, my tongue felt heavy, slow, and awkward. But after 5 days, something amazing happened. The sentences started coming out naturally. They became automatic. And this is where the first lesson hits hard. You don't need more words to speak. You need to use the words you already know. Next, I started talking to myself in English every single day. When I was alone in the shower, I said, I am taking a shower. The water is hot. I feel relaxed. While making breakfast, I am making eggs. I like eggs. They are easy to cook. At first, I felt a little silly. But then I realized, this was my private classroom. No one could judge me. No one could laugh. Then came a game-changing twist. I started copying sentences from movies and real conversations, repeating them exactly 10 times with the same speed, tone, and emotion as native speakers. For example, I don't know what you're talking about. By the end of 15 days, something shifted in my mind. I could say basic sentences without translating. I felt confident. But this was just the beginning. I was still far from fluent. Here's a mini challenge for you right now. Pick 3 sentences from this video and say them aloud 10 times. Speak slowly, match the rhythm, and feel the words in your mouth. Don't worry if it feels awkward, that's where real progress starts. And here's the secret. The failure I faced during that Zoom interview? That failure became my fuel, my motivation, my reason to push harder. Without that moment of embarrassment, I might never have started this method. Remember this, failure is not the end. It's the start of your journey. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly how I structured my 5-month system, the steps I took every day to move from basic sentences to real conversations. When I realized that basic sentences and self-talk were just the beginning, I knew I needed a system that would take me from simple phrases to real conversations. And this is where everything changed, the moment I truly started speaking English fluently. Most people when they start learning English make the same mistake. They try to memorize hundreds of words or buy expensive courses. I had done that before, and it didn't work. I needed something different, a method that mimicked real life, that forced my brain to think and speak naturally in English. And I created a system with daily steps, which I want you to follow too. Step 1. The question-answer method. I call it the question-answer method, and it's deceptively simple but incredibly powerful. Here's how it works. 1. Ask yourself a simple question in English. 2. Answer immediately, without translating in your head. 3. Repeat the question with different answers, adding more details each time. For example, I started with, question, what did you do today? Answer 1. I worked. Answer 2. I worked on my project. Answer 3. I worked on my project for 3 hours, then I took a break and had some coffee. Every time I added more details, my brain learned to construct longer sentences naturally. Mini quiz for you. Ask yourself, what did you eat for breakfast today? Try answering in 3 full sentences. Repeat it aloud 5 times. Feel your English forming in real time. Step 2. Shadowing and the echo technique. The next step is shadowing, also called the echo technique. This is how you improve pronunciation and natural flow. 1. Pick a short clip from a movie, YouTube, or podcast. 2. Pause after every sentence. 3. Repeat the sentence exactly as the native speaker said it, same speed, tone, and emotion. Example. Native speaker, I don't know what you're talking about. You repeat, I don't know what you're talking about, 10 times. At first, it feels difficult, maybe even awkward. But after repeating daily for 20 to 30 minutes, your accent improves dramatically, and your sentences start sounding natural. Microhook, try this right now. Pause this video and repeat, I feel excited because today I am learning English 5 times. Did you feel the difference? That's the start of real transformation. Step 3. Story method for vocabulary. Memorizing word lists is boring and ineffective. Instead, I used the story method. Every day, I picked 5 new words and created a short story using them. Then I read it aloud 10 times and used the words in real conversations. Example words, excited, invitation, party, arrive, surprise. My story. I was very excited because I received an invitation to a big party. When I arrived at the party, I got a huge surprise. It was my birthday party. By repeating this daily, I learned over 1,000 new words in 3 months without memorizing anything, and my brain started thinking in English naturally. Interactive moment. Pick 3 new words today and make a 2-sentence story. Say it aloud. Feel the words flowing. Step 4. Daily life practice. I made a strict rule. Speak English at least 2 hours every day, no excuses. Even if no one was around, I spoke to myself. While cooking, walking, or cleaning, I narrated everything in English. I am chopping onions. The smell is strong. I am boiling water for tea. This constant practice trained my brain to think in English without translating, which is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Motivational cue. Your environment shapes your learning. Surround yourself with English. Change your phone language. Watch English videos. Follow influencers. Every small action adds up. Step 5. Real conversations. Once I built the habit, I needed to apply it with real people. I joined online English practice groups where people from different countries spoke together. At first, I was nervous, afraid of making mistakes, but soon I realized, people don't judge you. They just want to learn too. Every conversation improved my fluency. Every mistake corrected itself in real-life use. The key lesson here, speaking without fear is more important than knowing every word or grammar rule. Mini cliffhanger. You might think that grammar is the most important part, but here's the truth. Grammar comes naturally when you listen, repeat, and speak consistently. Step 6. Observing sentence structure. While practicing, I noticed something crucial. The English taught in school often doesn't match real spoken English. For example, school, I am learning English for 5 months. Real life, I have been learning English for 5 months. So I started observing how native speakers structure sentences, and I wrote down patterns in a notebook. Then I used them in daily conversation. This step helped me sound natural, not like a textbook robot. Speaking drill. Think of one activity you did today. Try saying it like a native speaker, using present perfect or continuous tense naturally. Step 7. Mindset and consistency. All of these methods, survival sentences, question-answer, shadowing, story method, daily life practice, won't work without mindset. I told myself, I will speak English daily. I will make mistakes and learn from them. I will not quit, even when I feel lazy. Motivational spike. Remember, the pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret lasts forever. Every hour you speak English now is an investment in your future fluency. Retention bridge. By following these steps every day, after 1 month, I was already speaking sentences without translating. I could describe my day in English. I could understand native speakers better. But this was just the middle of the journey. The real breakthrough was still ahead. By the time I reached the 3rd month of my journey, something incredible happened. I could feel a shift inside me. My sentences were longer, I could answer questions without pausing, and my brain no longer translated word by word. I started thinking in English naturally. But I knew fluency wasn't just about speaking, it was also about confidence, mindset, and real-life application. This is where the final breakthrough began. I wanted to test myself. I joined an online English discussion group, full of people from all over the world. Topics ranged from daily routines to hobbies, to career plans. My heart was pounding. I remembered the Zoom interview that had crushed my confidence months ago. But this time, something was different. I had prepared, I had practiced, I had repeated, I had failed and learned, I had pushed through fear. The first question came, what's your favorite book and why? At first, I hesitated. Then I reminded myself of the question-answer method. I spoke immediately. My favorite book is Atomic Habits because it teaches small changes can lead to big results. I like how it explains habits with examples. I try to use these lessons in my life every day. I could feel my confidence growing with every word. My pronunciation was clear, my sentences natural, and my brain didn't freeze for even a second. The people in the group nodded, smiled, and asked follow-up questions. I answered them with ease. For the first time, I realized I could hold a full conversation in English without fear. Mini exercise for viewers. Stop now and answer aloud. What is your favorite movie and why? Try 3 sentences. Add 1 emotion. Feel the words flow. This is your first small breakthrough. Applying everything to real life. Soon after, I decided it was time to reapply for my dream job, the same international company that had rejected me months ago. This was the ultimate test. I remembered my first failed interview. The panic, the embarrassment, the lost opportunity. But this time, I walked into the interview with confidence, preparation, and fluency. The first question, tell us about your experience. I answered smoothly, clearly, and naturally. Every technical explanation was perfect, but the real difference was my English. I spoke confidently, fluidly, and without hesitation. By the end of the interview, I could see it in their eyes. They were impressed, not only with my skills, but with my transformation. A few days later, the phone rang. Jake, congratulations. You got the job. I couldn't believe it. My dream job, my salary, my career path, everything I had imagined was now real. The failure from months ago became my greatest motivation. Lessons learned, mindset, motivation, and English fluency. Now, I want to share the most important lessons from my journey, because they aren't just about English, they are about life. 1. Mindset is everything. Believe you can improve. Stop saying, I can't speak English. Start saying, I am improving every day. Small belief shifts create huge results. 2. Surround yourself with English. Change your phone language, watch movies, listen to podcasts, read articles. Your brain needs constant exposure. 3. Speak without fear. Mistakes are part of learning. Speak even if you make errors. People appreciate your effort. Confidence multiplies fluency. 4. Consistency over perfection. Speak daily, write daily, listen daily. Even 10 minutes of focused practice is better than 2 hours once a week. 5. Use words in context. Don't memorize isolated vocabulary. Learn phrases, use stories, practice dialogues. Your brain remembers better when words are connected to meaning. 6. Observe and imitate. Watch how native speakers structure sentences, the rhythm, the intonation. Copy them through shadowing. 7. Failure is fuel. My first interview failure was painful, but it gave me the push to commit fully. Embrace failure as part of growth. Mini challenge for viewers. Write 3 sentences about your day today. Then speak them aloud with emotion, speed, and tone like a native speaker. Notice the difference immediately. Motivation spike. Beyond English. The most important transformation wasn't just my English. It was my confidence, discipline, and mindset. I had gone from fear to fluency, from hesitation to clarity, from doubt to unstoppable determination. The skills I learned through English practice, persistence, focus, self-discipline, now applied to every part of my life. Remember this, your environment, your practice, your mindset, these are the real keys to success. English is just the medium. The real victory is in becoming someone who refuses to quit, someone who pushes beyond limits, someone who turns failure into fuel. Interactive moment. Take a moment and think, what skill or dream have you been delaying because of fear? Speak it aloud in English. Even 1 sentence. This is your start.